blind will see, and through you the mute.
One of the Alpha classes, the video, it was a picture of God, and they were talking about God was on the outside of the door, but there was no handle there, and you're on the inside. And it basically said, you know, God's there for you, but he's not just going to come in. You need to open that door and let him in. And that kind of set me right there. I was like, wow, you know, he's there, he's on the outside. I just got to let him in. I think after that picture and after that moment, you know, I started coming to class with an open mind more, wanting to learn more, trying to figure out, you know, what my purpose of life was.
But when I came in here and I asked Jesus into my heart, it wasn't the same as just knowing, well, it's this person that's there. It was like, he is a part of me. He is in my heart. He's in my soul. He's in my mind. He knows what I'm thinking. He guides me. I felt like I wasn't alone for the first. I've always felt alone in my life, and I don't feel alone anymore.
I had a great experience one time. It was amazing. One time I was like getting ready to go to sleep, and I mean, as a single mother with teenagers, I have a lot, and I just feel overwhelmed, and I'm trying to put everything in perspective and do everything just right. And I had this vision where God was right there, and I laid my head down on his shoulder, and it was just, the burden just left, and it was just like, you know, don't worry about it, you know, I'm here. You don't have to have all this burden. And I mean, it was such a nice feeling. It was a wonderful feeling. It was an amazing moment. And there's no other explanation except he was there, and he just finally said, you know, you let me in, I'm going to be there for you.
I realize now, in order to be happy, you have to have God in your life. God gives you that feeling within myself anyway. I am loved. And I never had that either.
Because I know that it's something good, and I want them to realize that when they have that burden, when they have a problem, that, you know, you can turn to God, and he'll be honest with you, and he'll answer your questions, and he'll give you the advice that you need.
I just feel like a totally different person.
I feel like I'm more patient. I feel more at ease. I'm just more relaxed. Like
that little poem where God comes along and there's footprints in the sand, you know, I felt like he started picking me up and carrying me. It's kind of like when I get into a position that I'm not sure about, instead of just jumping on it, I think about it. I turn it over to God and let him help me make that decision. And that's when he carries me.
A fulfillment that I'd never, almost like being hungry your whole life, and then finally that hunger pain is gone.
I just hope down the road that my kids will see that I believe in God, and I know God has changed my life.
I just feel wonderful, and I just can't explain the feeling, because there really is no feeling until you have experienced that yourself.
I don't have all the answers, and I shouldn't have all the answers, and that God's there, and he will help me and guide me to find the answers, so I don't have all this burden and all the stress that I've had in the past, where I've become so bitter and angry because I work so hard and I feel like I don't see any results. And now I do see results. I do see changes.
I don't have that hollowness in my stomach and in my heart anymore. My desire now is to not dwell on the past and live my future. By turning my abuse over to God, putting it on the cross, turning it over, You know, that was the greatest experience in my life. I just decided that by being baptized, that I can let that go. I would highly recommend it. That's my testimonies. That's my story.
Awesome, Teresa.
And I know I'm forgiven.
Say